Good morning all. I, Dr. Anupama Labhe, welcomes you to Shiksha Mandal's GS College of Commerce, Varga. The higher authority allotted me the subject company law and I am taking your subject company law for the first sem. First of all, you must know that our subject is divided into 4 units as the case with the other subjects. All these 4 units carry equal marks. Your paper is of 80 marks. And this 80 marks is divided into this 4 units. 20 marks for first unit, 20 marks for second, 20 for third and 20 for fourth. And 20 marks are for your internal assessment. And this is all dependent upon your regularity, your performance, your behavior in a college. This 20 marks depend on your behavior, your project assignment, your regularity, etc. And this 80 marks is with university on the basis of the examination, that means your performance in university examination. So let us start with the contents of your subject. Subject is company law. And first unit is comprises of background of New Company Act 2013. I assume that all of you are from non-commerce stream, so it will be easier for the students who are from other streams, that means other than commerce stream, to get the knowledge of this subject in detail. So, what is background of New Company Act 2013? Before 2013, there was an act which is known as Companies Act 1956. But there are so many amendments, so many changes which make companies, that means the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, compelled to introduce the New Company Act, and that is known as Companies Act 2013. There are major changes which are brought in this Companies Act 2013. For example, I can tell you, before 2013 there was no definition for promoter, and promoter is the main person who incorporate the company. There is no concept of small shareholders. There was no concept related with the women director. So these are all the new concepts which are included in your Companies Act 2013. The main objective of this Companies Act is to promote the companies, that means incorporation of the companies. Before 2013, the process of incorporation was lengthy. So many formalities you have to perform before incorporating your company. So, to promote more and more industrialization in India, that means Companies Act 2013 is focused on digitalization. Digitalization means making all the process related with the company online. By making it online, it is easier and it is quicker to incorporate the company. Before this, you had to manually file your application with the concerned person. And in that process, you waste a lot of your time. So to minimize this wastages of time, the cost incurred while performing all that procedure, the Companies Act 2013 makes the application for the incorporation of a company online. Then in the second topic you have this kinds of company, that means your second chapter of this first unit comprises of kinds of company. The kinds of company means the private company, public company, registered company, non-registered company. When we study this topic in detail, I will give you more points related with these kinds of company. Then promotion and incorporation of a company. What is promotion and incorporation? That means how you will promote your company, what are the procedures which must be followed before incorporation of the company. The second unit is comprises of Memorandum of Association. What is Memorandum of Association? Memorandum of Association is the primary document which is compulsory for all types of the companies to have its own. Without having your Memorandum of Association, you cannot incorporate your company. What is Articles of Association? Article of Association contains all the internal rules and regulations which govern the company. That means each company have their own rules and regulations. The public company can adopt the schedule which is given by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs for instead of preparing its own articles of association. Then the meaning of private placement and prospectus. What is prospectus? Prospectus means this is one type of advertisement. This is one type of information which is given by the company to the prospective shareholders. Who are prospective shareholders? Prospective shareholders means the persons who want to invest their money in company's share. How you will invest your money in a particular company without knowing what type of business that company is carrying out, without knowing who are the board of directors, who incorporated the company, what are the prospects of that company, that means the scope, the business which is undertaken or which will be undertaken by that company, you cannot invest in that company. So the decision all based on the prospectus of the company, that means which gives you the details regarding the company. Then misrepresentation in prospectus. It may be possible that the company, for attracting more and more shareholders or attracting more and more investors in their company, may give some misleading statements or some information which is not true in the prospectus, and this is against the ethical values of the company. You cannot cheat anyone just to attract the consumers or to attract the investors. You cannot give the false information in your prospectus. So avoiding the company from carrying out such a malpractices while carrying their businesses, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, that means the companies act, restricts or impose some obligations or some responsibilities on the board of directors for framing the prospectus. And what is misrepresentation we will discuss in detail when we come to this topic. Then share and share capital. You know that the companies are now inviting the public, that means us, we are the public, inviting the public to contribute in their capital, and this invitation from the company is for their fragmented capital. This fragmented capital, which is of smaller value, is known as share. Okay, then what is share? What are different types of shares? We will study in detail when we will study our unit 3. Then debt capital. What is debt capital? Share capital is known as own capital because all the shareholders are known as the part owners of the capital, and debt capital means which is borrowed by the company from outside the sources, from outside sources. Then the difference between share and debt. That means what is own capital, what is debt capital, that will be discussed in this unit. Then depositories and dematerialization of securities. What is depositories? What is dematerialization of securities? All of you know that we can invest in the shares of the company through that means using electronic media. Using electronic media means we can purchase and sell at any time in the company shares. That needs depositories. That means these transactions, that means buying and selling shares online, are carried out by depositories, and you can purchase only those securities online which are dematerialized. Again, we will discuss this topic when we come to this unit. Then what is members? Who are called members of a company? The shareholders are also known as the members of the company, but many companies do not have their own share capital, but they have the members in their company. So who are members? What is the procedure for acquiring the membership in a company? We will discuss in this topic. Then directors. Who are directors? Directors are the persons who are responsible to carry out all the activities of the company. Then the concept of small shareholders. Who are small shareholders? What is their definition? Why this is needed? Then who are women director? Who are full-time directors? We will discuss in detail when we come to this topic. So this is all of your syllabus, and I know you will enjoy the syllabus because we will study by taking some case studies while studying these topics. Okay. Then for today's session, I think you must know what is company. So we will discuss about the company. Company. What is company? You like the company of your friends? Yes, obviously you like. It means company means what? Getting together. I like the company of my friends. I like the company of my relatives. Company means what? When there are more than two persons, two or more than two persons come together. Come together, we say that there is a company of friends. But under the Companies Act 2013, the meaning of company is different. What is company? That means joint. We are talking of joint stock companies. In the joint stock company may be of public company or private company. First we will define, public company. The definition of public company. When 7 or more persons. Again I am repeating. I assume that all of you are from non-commerce stream. That's why I am defining this joint stock company into two classes. That means the joint stock company of public company and joint stock company of private company. Okay. When 7 or more persons forms a company. This is not a definition which is given under the Companies Act 2013, but this is the definition which is created by me to explain the meaning of company in detail. When I am saying that when 7 or more persons, that means the requirement of membership in a public company. Membership means the persons who are needed to form or to incorporate the public company is 7. Is it clear? For if you want to incorporate your public company. What is public company? A company where you can easily purchase or sell the shares of the company. Okay? When the public company, if you are incorporating your public company, then how many minimum number of shareholders you require to incorporate? That is 7. Minimum you have 7 members to incorporate a company. Come together and forms a company for legal objectives. Having a common sale and perpetual succession. This definition includes the characteristics of the public limited company. Is known as company. So, what are other characteristics of company other than having the minimum number of 7? Then that means there must be an objective, and objective is to earn a profit. The objective may be to earn profit or to serve the society or to run the charity, etc. Okay? Having a common sale. What do you mean by common sale? Common sale means company is not a natural person. It is not a natural person. Do you know the meaning of natural person? Natural person means I and you are the natural persons, because we can think ourselves, we can do our work ourselves. That's why we are known as natural persons. And who are artificial persons? Company is an artificial person created by law. What is company? Company is an artificial person created by law. That means we are not created by law. Our birth is natural, and company's birth is artificial, because there is an interference of law while formation of the company. That's why this company is known as artificial person. Artificial person cannot do its work by itself. बराबर है? No one who is artificial can have the that means you say he cannot feel, he cannot touch, he cannot do his own work by itself. So this artificial person needs the help of natural person. Let us see. I can sign by my own. बराबर है? When I have to put my sign, I can sign it myself. But when we are saying that the company is an artificial person, how it can put its sign itself? No, it cannot put its sign by itself. So it needs the common seal. But under Companies Act 2013, it is not mandatory to have its common seal, but mandatory to have the common seal. But the company can opt to have its own seal. Okay, so for putting its signature, it needs a common seal. Then what is perpetual succession? Perpetual succession means coming and going. That means anybody can enter into a company, and going means anybody's retirement or anybody's death cannot affect the existence of the company. That means all the directors or all the body which is governing the company died in an accident, there is no impact on the company on its existence. Company can run its business till it legally wind up its own business. I think this is sufficient for today. We will discuss all the topics gradually.